Hello everybody, it's Friday, yay! And guess what? Today is the 30th day of these videos, of Metamorphosis videos. Isn't that exciting? Oh my gosh. And you will not believe what I found in my closet this morning. Butterfly earrings. What? I was like, where did I get these? And I think I got these like in 2009 or 2010 on the streets of Manhattan somewhere in New York. And never did I know that a time would come when I'll be making Metamorphosis videos. But here I am. God knew, right? That's why he led me to buy them. I bought them because, I thought I was cool. Little did I know, right? That it's going to serve a purpose one day. So, hello to the butterflies. Yes, it's exciting. But yeah, today's 30th day, and I think that, with God and in the Bible and all that, numbers have meanings. And 30 is, not only does it have 3 in it, which is perfection, but 30 stands for maturity. And even with the Jewish culture, it's when you're 30 that, you're considered as mature, a man to walk in your purpose and all that. Look at Jesus. He was God in the flesh. And yet it wasn't until he was 30 before he started working in his assignment. So 30 is really crucial. It's really exciting. And funny enough, the church I go to, which is ICGC, also just turned 30 2 days ago. So, this is really exciting times. So I'm really excited. I'm really looking to God to do some awesome things. And then to find these earrings today, I don't know, I'm just excited. And tomorrow is March. We enter March, and March is also the 3rd month of this year. So there's just so much happening here. I'm just excited, and I'm just believing God for some serious, metamorphosis, some serious, exciting miracles and things to happen this coming month. So I'm excited. That's why I'm ready, yo. I'm prepared. I got on my outfit. I'm ready for March, okay? Bring it. So anywho, we continue on our journey of purpose, and it's gonna kind of be like a continuation of yesterday's, although not so much. But all these videos kind of relate to one another anyway. It's always about purpose, divine purpose, yeah. So today, guess what we're talking about? Divine purpose, exactly. So yesterday, remember I talked about how when you're in the wilderness period, it's for a purpose, but you have to know your purpose, enter the promised land. Then you're ready to go home. Like, you've done your purpose. So, Jesus, I'm ready. Let's go. But then today we're going to move to this book of Isaiah. Right? Remember yesterday I kept saying Isaiah at the end? Well, looks like, I had to speak about Isaiah. In Isaiah 38, we meet a guy called Hezekiah. And Hezekiah is pretty popular. We all know Hezekiah. He prayed to God, he wept, and then God, because he was going to die, right? And he prayed to God, and then he wept, and then God, gave him 15 more years. This is in Isaiah chapter 38. And I know they talk about this story with such excitement and all that good stuff, yes. But then what you have to really pay attention to when you're on a journey of purpose is that if you really study this guy, in the chapter before that, in 37, these guys were coming against him. The king of Assyria or whatever was coming against them in a war and all that stuff, and he prayed to God. The king of Assyria was actually blaspheming the God he serves, because he was like, you think your God can save you? Do you know how many gods of other people that have massacred? Who's your God? Like, he was taunting God, just like David and Goliath, okay? So when Hezekiah heard this, immediately he did what was right. He went to seek the face of God. He prayed, there was a letter. The guy even wrote a letter, like, laughing at God. He put the letter on the altar of the God. He's like, God, this is what's going on. Okay, this is about you. Save us, save us. And God sent the prophet and said, I've heard you. I'm going to save you. I'm going to, I'm going to mess up these guys. This king of Assyria and his people. I'm going to show them that of a truth, I am God. Okay? So I'm not like those other so-called gods. Like, he mentioned all these other gods, but he was like, I'm going to show them that I am the living God. Because Hezekiah prayed to show them that you are the one and only living God. So God responded with like, hey, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Pretty much like he was going to massacre these people. He was going to make them regret making fun of him. So anyway, and so really he did do that. He sent one angel. Okay, one angel, and this angel killed 185,000 people, just like that in a go. So these people at night, these people woke up and every single person was dead. Like, the people of God woke up and every one of their enemies who had come against them, 185,000, all of them were dead. Just like that. God just hooked them up, okay? He just got rid of everybody. So now that was 37. We moved to 38, and then the prophet comes to see Hezekiah, and he's like, God says, you know what? You're going to die. Your time is up. So just prepare your household before you go. Now, you would think this is why purpose is important, okay? Because this was a good king. Everybody who mentions Hezekiah talks about him with such glowing terms. And I used to think that too until God really opened my eyes. The thing is, listen, not that he wasn't a good guy, but my point is, this is where purpose comes in. He knew how to pray. He knew how to worship. He was devoted to God. He got rid of the other gods, blah, blah, blah. But then he kind of loved life a little bit too much. Because at this last time when the prophet came, when his end came, instead of being like, okay, great, I finished my assignment, so I'm going to go home and be with God. Like, what's better than being with God? Being back in heaven where I don't have to be restricted by any of this human flesh stuff. But no, in spite of his love for God, his love for flesh and life was a bit stronger. So when that test came, instead of just saying, all right, Dad, thank you for the time, the assignment, thank you for helping me to accomplish it, instead of going to kiss his wife, Hezekiah goodbye, instead of going to, just say bye to everybody and be like, peace out, home brace, I'm going to see you, when you get to heaven. No, he turned to the wall and he started to cry. He's like, God, I have served you with such devotion, a pure heart. I've been, wholeheartedly serving you with such devotion and all that. He's like pretty much telling God, is this how you're going to play me? After all I've done for you, you can just mess me up and just kill me at the prime of my life? That's pretty much what he told God. And so as soon as he prayed that prayer, God was just like, you know what? This is what this guy wants. God is a God of principle. He says when you seek him with all your heart, wholeheartedly devoted to him, he will give you the desires of your heart. It says in the book of Psalms. So if this is the desire of Hezekiah's heart, I'm going to give it to him. So he said, all right, I'm going to give you 15 more years to live. And yes, I'm going to, get rid of your adversaries and all that good stuff. So this is the crux of the matter. After those last 15 years of this guy's life, in fact, before I get to that, okay, so at the end of, after that's 38, he lives, blah, 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 he didn't die, he lives. In the next chapter, God comes back and tells him that, some guys come, like, it's a different story I don't want to get into, but pretty much he was pompous, he was naive, he wasn't wise, he messed around with some people, like, he was showing off, okay? And so the prophet came and said, why did you do that? Because of this and this bad things are going to happen to your household. And do you know the answer that Hezekiah gave? The last thing said about him in Isaiah 39 was that, well, what the Lord has said is good. As long as it doesn't happen in my lifetime, it's all good, baby. That's exactly what Hezekiah said. Read it yourself, Isaiah 39. He didn't care about what was going to happen to his children or the next generation. As long as it didn't happen to him, he was good. Can you imagine? See, this is what happened after God gave him 15 more years. This is him, now in the flesh. He's completely in the flesh now. And if you read more about him in the other books, I think in Chronicles where they talk about the kings, you find out that in the end, he messed up. He started out so well with a heart devoted to Christ, but then when he got out of purpose, because his purpose was finished, the only reason God sent him here, he was done. But instead of going back home to heaven, he was like, no, I want this earth. I want to live here. I want life. I'm young. I want to have fun. Blah, 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 blah. And so he messed up. And he gave birth to a son that everybody always talks about, who was evil and vile, blah, blah, blah. But you know what? That son, as horrible as he was, in the end, he repented and gave his life to Christ, to God, Yeah, so which one of these people worked out better? In the end, his evil, vile son worked in purpose. He, Hezekiah, who started out so well for many years, in the end, he fell out of purpose. So he missed the will of God. Which one would you want to be? See, this is why purpose is so important. Because if you don't know your purpose, this vile son that Hezekiah gave birth to, it was out of his flesh. It wasn't God's purpose for that son to have been born ever at all, because his life was over, but because he begged God. You see, God gave it to him because it says in the word that when you delight yourself in the Lord, he will give you the desires of your heart. And so because he had delighted in himself in the Lord for so long, God gave it to him, knowing that it was going to mess him up, but he's like, if this is what you want, because God is the God of principle. And another reason why I believe God did this was just to teach us all a lesson in the Bible. That look, you know what, I can do some things because I'm God. I can, give you longer lifespan. Wow, it's hard. I can give you longer lifespan or whatever. But ultimately, I can do whatever because I'm God. But it's always about my will. If you fall out of my will, you're going to miss it. Do you understand? He's teaching us that lesson, that he can do all manner of things. But it's up to you to pick the right, because he's told you the principle. So it's up to you to decide what you're going to do with it. Okay, so purpose is very necessary. So this kind of relates to what we were talking about yesterday, right? Because you have to know your purpose or you stay in the wilderness and you would die missing God. There's this parable that Jesus gave in the New Testament about the 10 virgins. 5 of them were prepared for the bridegroom and 5 weren't. So when the bridegroom came, only the 5 who were prepared were able to go in with him, and the other 5 missed out. Not to say the 5 were not born again. The 5 hadn't accepted Jesus as their Lord and personal Savior. Not to say the 5 were bad, wicked, vile people. They just were not prepared. That's all that it was. Simply, they were not prepared, so they did not make it when the bridegroom came. You don't want to be one of the 5 who wasn't ready, right? I know, because I keep saying stuff like, Jesus is coming soon, and it might sound creepy or like, what's she talking about? We don't know the exact day clearly, but he is coming soon, and you want to be prepared, don't you? Because what if it's tomorrow at 11? You know what I mean? Are you ready? You understand? What if it's the next 10 minutes? Are you ready? I think I'm ready though. I'm dressed up. I'm ready to go. No, but for real though, are you ready if he shows up today? You've accepted Jesus as your Lord and personal Savior. So if you just accepted him today, then bless you, because you're good. But as I told you yesterday, the enemy hates people who choose Christ. So he's going to do whatever he can to separate you. So it's that preparation, preparing yourself, working in purpose. That's what's going to, keep you in his purpose and not fall or fail or falter or whatever, or miss God. So you can't mess around. The very first video I did, I spoke about Isaiah 40, which is kind of like a continuation of this. Not a continuation in the book, but I'm just saying because we talk about 37, 38, 39. But in the Isaiah 40, it's just talking about God coming back. In Isaiah 40 verse 10, it just says that the Lord is coming back with a strong arm. You understand? He's coming with his strong arm, that's to rule. But he's also coming with his reward. For he's a rewarder of those of us who diligently seek him. Hebrews 11:6. So when Christ comes, he's coming to judge, but he's also bringing a reward for those of us who are prepared and chose him. So you understand, don't be left out. Don't be the one of the 5 virgins who, the time came and then you're scrambling around because, you don't know what to do. Be a Joshua. Believe God that he is God. Push to enter that promised land. Don't make it about yourself. Just look to God. Just seek him. Be like Hezekiah before he fell out of purpose. When he went to God and he was like, God, I'm devoted to you. I just want to please you. These people are making a mockery of you. My purpose is to glorify you, and these guys are making a mockery of you. Can you show them that you are God? And God answered. You see, when you are walking in purpose, God is going to meet you. Because whatever you are doing is about glorifying and uplifting him. So for you, he's also going to send an angel to destroy 185,000 if that's what he needs to do. But that's when you're walking in purpose. But when you're out of purpose, you're just going to stay in the wilderness, yo. You're just going to go round in a circle and end and die in that wilderness. But when you believe God that he is God, he's going to show up for you. He's going to make you a sign and a wonder. When Jesus comes back, Isaiah 40:10, when he comes back with his reward, you're going to get some serious rewards. Understand? So don't miss out, man. Anywho, so until tomorrow, live in purpose. Happy 30-day video to everybody who's been watching. What's up? Oh, and thank you to all you guys who've been subscribing, because I realize almost everyone who subscribes has 0 people, meaning that you guys were not actually on YouTube. You only signed up to watch these videos, and that is just amazing. I mean, look at God, because clearly it's God. It's not me. So I'm really grateful to you guys. I hope that God will continue to speak to you through whatever I say. And yeah, happy 30 days. And this month of March, guys, just be expectant. God is going to do some awesome things, and he's going to metamorphose some of us, and those of us who are now beginning, we're all going to get there. It's a journey. Some of us will metamorphose before the others, but either way, we're going to get there. Okay? So until then, live on purpose and be blessed. Bye.